So good morning, everybody. So I want to go over some slides in Chapter 13. Chapter 13 has a large amount of slides, so we'll split this up as usual. So we're going to talk about leverage and capital structure. So leverage, so everyone is clear about the definition, it's the effects that fixed costs have on the returns that shareholders earn. So basically, remember this: higher leverage results in higher but more volatile returns. It comes from the word lever, right? It's like when you're on a seesaw, when you push down, right? Like leverage, or when you have a crowbar, you can get more force, right? So the fixed costs I'm referring to that do not rise and fall with changes in sales, they're solid, and they're just like that word, fixed. Firms have to pay these fixed costs whether business conditions are good or bad. Like you have to pay your rent, right? Your car insurance, whether you have a job or not, right? So leverage will magnify returns and risks. All right, the next definition that's important is the words capital structure. And this is the mix of long-term debt and equity maintained by the firm. So basically what capital structure is saying is what percentage of the money that you borrowed is debt, bonds, and what percentage is stock, right? So it could be 50-50, or it could be 60-40, or 40-60, debt versus equity. So that's all it is, the percentage of each. All right, so operating leverage. This is another very, very important definition. You should know this definition. Is concerned with the relationship between the firm's sales revenue and its earnings before EBIT, interest and taxes. Remember this term when you see EBIT. It stands for earnings before interest and taxes, and there's another word for that. It's operating profits. So EBIT and operating profits are the same. You'll see that on the income statement. Financial leverage is concerned with the relationship between the firm's EBIT. So this is the other definition: financial leverage and operating leverage, right? So financial leverage will be the relationship between the firm's EBIT and its common stock earnings per share. All right, earnings per share. Total leverage is going to be the combination or the sum of the two, right? Total leverage is the combined effect of operating and financial. It is concerned with the relationship between the firm's sales revenue and earnings per share. So this looks at the overall extent, basically, of the income statement, as we'll see, right? So we'll move on here. All right. So here's the general small version of an income statement. Everyone see that? General income statement. And basically here is your sales revenue, which is always on top, right? And you'll notice here's your operating expenses, and here's EBIT, right? Here's EBIT. So you notice your operating leverage goes from sales revenue down to EBIT, right? And then here's your financial leverage, which picks up again at EBIT and goes down to earnings per share. Okay? So that's our total leverage when we include everything, which is the sum of the two, right? All right, so we'll move on. All right, so there's an important term called a break-even analysis, and that's used to indicate the level of operations necessary to cover all costs, right? So a lot of times you can refer to your break-even analysis. You know how many bills you have to pay, and you can say, well, I mean, I pay $20,000 in bills, right, a year. I have to have a job that at least pays me $20,000, which you don't want, of course, but that's exactly where you break even, and then you have money to spend on enjoyable things, right? So basically, this analysis, the level necessary to cover your costs and to evaluate the profitability associated with various levels of sales. It's called the cost volume. In other words, the cost volume profit analysis. And then the operating break-even point is the level of sales necessary to make EBIT zero. So I'll go back. So your operating break-even point is the sales here that makes this equal to 0. You're just breaking even. All right, so we're going to play a little games here and try to find these numbers. So here's the operating leverage we talked about, and they're making a little equation out of it, which is quite basic. So here's our sales revenue, right? It's the quantity times the price of each, and here's you're subtracting off your fixed costs, and then you're subtracting off your variable costs, and that gives you EBIT, right? Variable cost is VC times quantity. This is fixed cost FC, and this is price times the quantity of your sales. If you have any questions on that, please see me. All right. So rewriting this algebraic calculation that in table 13.2 as a formula, you'll notice we just saw that EBIT is this minus this minus this, right? And we could simplify that and move things around a little bit here, right? Basically there's Q in 2 items, right? So we combine over here, and you can get the break-even quantity right here. So setting EBIT, if you set this equal to 0, you'll be able to get the break-even point or the break-even quantity, which is simply the fixed cost minus the divided by the price minus the variable costs. And here's a simple example of that, where Chevrolet sells posters, right? And it's $2,500 in posters, and the sale price is $10 a poster, right? You see that, $10 per poster, and its variable operating cost is $5, right? Maybe she's got to print out each poster costs $5, right? The printing cost, the paper, whatever, right? And so you divide this out, and it comes up that after 500 units, that covers her fixed operating costs, and the next poster she sells will be a profit, right? So she's breaking even right at that point right there. All right, so you can see that graphically here, right? You can see that here's 500, and anything in this area is a loss, and as soon as she gets more than 500, EBIT is positive, right? And here's the break-even point. You see that, right? And from this point on, she's making money, right? But again, less than 500, she's losing money. So that graph, that shows you it graphically what that equation in the previous slide showed you. All right, so this is an important little slide. So an increase in fixed costs will increase your break-even point, and you can try that by plugging different numbers into the equation. And a decrease in sales price per unit is going to decrease your break-even point, right? And your variable operating cost per unit, if that goes up, that'll increase your operating break-even point. So this is an important, these are important concepts. So here's some different examples of what we just talked about, and they changed the numbers here. So you should go over these slides, and you could see that these numbers change, and it'll affect the break-even quantity. Okay, again, here's a personal finance example of that. And this guy's Rick is going to put a fuel-saving device on his car, and he's going to find out the break-even point. Should he do it, and how long is it going to take? And a lot of people should go through this analysis when they put solar panels on the roof, right? A lot of people will invest $20,000 in solar panels, right, to save money on electricity, and it winds up they only save $10 a month, and it's going to take them roughly 10 or 15 years to break even, which kind of like maybe not be worth it, because you could have taken that $20,000 and invested that in the stock market. So this analysis goes on all the time. All right, so operating leverage, as we previously said, is the use of fixed operating costs to magnify the effects of changes in sales on the firm's earnings before interest and taxes. So let's go to the next slide, and here's the same graph we saw before. This time we're looking at it again. We're looking at it for Shovel's posters. They repeat this, and you can see for different values. So again, here's the loss. And here's different levels of EBIT for different quantities, right, that go up. So basically, here's the sales revenue, and here's the operating costs, and here's the earnings, right, going up depending on the quantity. All right, so I think I'm going to stop here, and we'll pick up after this slide on the next video.